Hi ladies and gentlemen, this is Tony Holowitz and I want to thank you for being here for this tutorial on the calendar and the taskbar. What I want to show you is when you schedule things in Act, and typically what Act does is it makes it very easy for you to come up here and click on Meeting, Call, or To Do to schedule something. So if you want to schedule something, for example, let's say we want to schedule a meeting with this person, and this person happens to be me, which is the My Record in Act. All you have to do is click on Meeting, and a dialog box will come up to let you run through this and schedule something. So let's say I'm going to schedule something for the 9th, or let's say the 8th, and we want to come in and schedule the time. I'm just going to leave it at sort of the time here. But under the regarding, I'm going to just type in right here, Meet Tony. Now, scheduling things isn't that hard. It's very easy to schedule things, but the real trick is finding the things on your schedule and seeing them so they don't slip through the cracks or you don't forget about them. Now, what I haven't said here is that ACT has some tools that allow you to have pop-ups to remind you of when things are going to happen. But setting that aside for a moment, what I want to suggest to you is when you're on a contact, like you're on My Contact, you'll see down below on the Activities tab things that are scheduled. Now, you can filter these things right here, but for the most part, I'm just going to leave that as is. What I really want to draw your attention to is over here on the left-hand side, we have what looks like a small calendar, and we have a clipboard, the calendar, and the task list. Let me click on the task list first, and I'm going to show you that anything that I happen to have scheduled in this database is showing up on my task list. And right up top here it says all dates, all types, and all priorities. Let me just show you the types. ACT by default has appointments, calls, meetings, to-dos, personal activities, and vacations. Those are the types. If I want to uncheck any of these, I can take the types off. The dates, I can choose the dates I want to see. Now, quite often, the one I really like to have you take a look at is I really like to see what is called past dates or past. So anything that I've scheduled that I haven't gotten to, I want to see those first. Now, one of the problems with calendars in general is that sometimes you can get a lot of stuff up there and it can be a little confusing. So let me go over to the calendar real quick and show you what that looks like. The calendar, you can view it for today, a daily calendar, or work week, weekly, or monthly. So this is the monthly calendar. Now, the reason I'm showing you this stuff is because, like the task list, you can filter the types of items you want to see here and the priorities. So let me tell you my approach to working with the task list and the calendar. And I think you can adapt this to your business as well. In my business, primarily, I only schedule really calls and meetings. I never use to-dos because my feeling is if something's worth doing, schedule it. So I just don't use to-dos. It's my personal approach. But what's important to me is that I don't lose track of my meetings or my calls. So this is how I handle it. On my calendar, the only thing I want to see showing up on my calendar are my meetings. So what I do is I come here and I filter this so the only thing I see is my meetings. Okay? So if I'm going to click away from this, now the only thing that shows up on my calendar are my meetings. That's it. Now keep in mind, if I want to see all the calls I have to make, I use the task list as a way to see all the calls that I need to make. It's sort of my call list. In another tutorial, I'm going to show you how to customize this to make that call list a little bit easier. So again, my task list, I just want to see, oh, I'm sorry, right here on the types, the only thing I want to see here are my calls. So when I filter this, I will see just calls. So in essence, my task list is my call list. My calendar is my meetings. And that's the way I keep things separated, and that's the way I easily go from one to another to see what it is I really have to do. So that's my approach to the task list of the calendar. I use them based on the criteria or what I've scheduled. In my next tutorial, I'll talk to you about customizing this task list so if you are to sit down and make a bunch of phone calls, I can show you how to do that as easy as possible. My name is Tony Holowitz. Have a great day.